So, today I want to tell you about a really famous old tradition from southern Spain. Um, and it's called white enchiladas. And so that might sound strange because sometimes people are more used to hearing green enchiladas or red enchiladas. Um, but don't worry, I'll explain. And next, so the first step, what you're gonna do is grab corn tortillas, and then you're gonna fry them in oil. And so once they're nice and crispy, once they're finished, you're gonna take them out. And what you're gonna want to do is grab paper plates and let the corn tortillas sit on the paper plates. So then that way, um, it will absorb the oil because you don't want it to be too saturated. You want it to be just the perfect amount of crispy and oily, but not like overly oily where it's too much. So you're gonna leave them there for a little bit and then move on to the next step. Um, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your chicken, and then you're gonna want to boil your chicken, make sure it's nice and soft, and then you're just gonna want to pull it apart so it's like shredded chicken, and then you're going to get your bowl and put that aside. Make sure that you got a nice big mound of chicken ready to go. Um, and then after that, what you're going to want to start on is your sauce. And so the next thing that you're going to want to do is get, for your sauce, you're going to want to start with Velveeta. You're just going to want to get two things of that, and set it aside, and then get onions. And then I would say about chop 1 cup of onions, but it's up to you. You can use your judgment. And then the next step is getting your chicken broth. And you can use anywhere from 1 to 2 cups of chicken broth for your sauce. Just depends on how many people you're serving, if you're serving a bigger crowd or if you're serving, a smaller amount of people. Um, so again, just up to you. And then the last thing that you're gonna want to do is onions. Did I say that already? I think so. Um, Oh, the next thing that you're going to want to do is get cottage cheese. Cottage cheese, that was it. So you're going to want to get cottage cheese and mix that really, really finely to make sure that it melts so it becomes nice and smooth. And so then what you're going to want to do is you're going to start preparing your enchiladas. So you're going to grab your corn tortillas that have been sitting aside. You're going to grab those, and then you're going to grab your shredded chicken. You're going to sprinkle a little bit on top. just in a nice kind of line. And then you're going to grab your sauce. And then you're just going to want to drizzle a healthy amount on top of your chicken. And then you just want to roll it up and make sure that they're pretty consistent in size. You want to make sure that they're all pretty uniform. And then once you're finished with that, and so once you're finished with that, what you're gonna do is just drizzle some of the sauce on top of your enchiladas. And that's really up to you. You have the option also to either sprinkle jalapenos on top if you'd like, but not whole jalapenos, of course. You're gonna want to chop those up and just sprinkle them on top, and that's just something that's up to you. For your preference. If you like really hot things, then go for it. If not, then maybe leave it off. It's up to you. Uh, so, the last thing that you're going to want to do is just bake the enchiladas for approximately 30 minutes, I'd say. So let it bake, and then once the 30 minutes is up, you're just going to want to take that out of the oven and let it cool off for about 10 minutes. And then once it's cooled and finished and ready to cut, then you're just going to want to like cut it up into servings, and then it's ready to serve. Voila.